Cardinals.
On a beautiful night in St. Louis, it is time for Cardinals baseball. And at long last, we've got a divisional game. The Milwaukee Brewers, the defending Central champs, are in town for Game 1 of 3. And no, Brad Thompson didn't leave those beautiful people green seats for Game 1 tonight. Welcome inside our broadcast booth, everybody. Cards Hall of Famer Jim Evans, Chip Carey, Jim Hayes will be along in just a moment. Great to be home, Jimmy. A 3-3 road trip for the Cardinals. Now a chance to make some hay in the division. The Brewers are in town. It's not just the Cards in Milwaukee. It's also a battle of the Contreras brothers.
Yeah, the Contreras brothers are on point tonight, and they're both doing an amazing job this year. Take a look at both of these guys right now. Let's go with Wilson at the beginning, last 11-game hitting streak. Look at this, 352-6. Not massive numbers, but you think only 11 games. He's been hitting the ball hard all over the ballpark. You know what's really funny about this duo right here? Wilson Contreras, basically a pole hitter, as you see on this video. He sprays the ball around. You take his brother, he's more of an inside-out approach, and he hits the ball to the right side a lot more than Wilson does, but they both can rake. Look at Williams' numbers this year so far. How awesome would it be to sit out there and play against your brother, and especially a rivalry like this one?
The only thing better would be if the Cardinals, Wilson Contreras, came away with a victory, not just in Game 1, but the series as well. We got to get over the number 3. That's been the unlucky offensive number for the Cardinals. Let's see if the Birds can find their swing. Mark Sweeney will tell us how to get the offense in gear in Game 1 against the Brew Crew next.
Game 1, Kyle Gibson won his Cardinal debut on April 1st. He's looking to do that again here tonight. And listen, we got the offense in terms of the hitters being young. It's a bit of an issue, and the offense in the bottom 10 and average and slug. But you got Mason Wynn, who is also young, kind of leading the way for this team right now. And he has been exceptional, Mark. Watching him is a kind of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, Alexa, we've heard Oli Marmol talk about how he slows the game down. Compared to last year, where he got out of the strike zone a lot, struggled offensively, the numbers bear that he has made really good adjustments. I just love the fact that you're not talking about his defense all the time. Offensively, he's using the big part of the field, going the opposite way, but also creating havoc because he's a really good base runner. I love the fact that he is showcasing his offense early in April here.
22 years old, the 15th youngest player in MLB. Oh, here's the 14th youngest player, Jordan Walker, at 21 years old. It's his bobblehead night. He is looking to perform. We're going to show his grandma, who did something very special tonight, next. 7 years ago yesterday, one of the most memorable moments of the 80s. Oh my goodness. If you've never seen this, this is going to blow your mind. Tom Herr, the walk-off grand slam, and then people start throwing seat cushions that they had gotten as the giveaway onto the field. Look, it starts raining seat cushions onto the field. Oh my goodness, if the bobbleheads that are given away tonight come raining onto the field, mayhem will ensue. It is Jaywalk's bobblehead night, and his Grandma Deary, threw out the first pitch. She got walked out there by Jaywalk and his mom. Pretty special night for the Walker family. Let's see it continue. Let's see him have a big night there in the box score. Coming up next, talking a little starting pitching with the boys.
58 degrees for the Cards and Brewers for the first time here in 2024. And Kyle Gibson has the homestand assignment for Game 1. One critical thing for Kyle in this series and this homestand, Jim's got to find a way to keep the ball in the ballpark.
Well, I think that's going to be it for all of the Cardinals staff right now. But Kyle Gibson, for sure, has to keep the ball down. He's got that sinker cutter fastball stuff. But like you said, you get the ball up. The ball has been flying early this year, and we've given up our share.
Yeah, the Brewers 346 this year with runners in scoring position. Freddie Peralta would love that kind of production from his offense, but he's running into a Cardinals team, Jim, that's given him trouble before.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx the Cardinals right here. Freddie Peralta hasn't done well against this team, but I don't like when you give somebody the downfall kind of treatment like we've had this guy in the past. That's when they step up, so they still have to have a big game, have some good at-bats, and hopefully a couple of those to go along with it.
So it's the battle of the Contreras brothers, the Cardinals and the Brewers in the shadows of the Gateway Arch. Big crowd on hand for Jordan Walker's bobblehead night. Division play is underway for St. Louis, and we'll get things started with lineups and first pitch from Busch Stadium after our final break. And buy your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years. We, of course, remember Whitey Herzog. A moment of silence for him before the Brewers and Cardinals get after it in Game 1. Kyle Gibson takes them out. As we said, a 58-degree night. Heavy thunder showers rolled through St. Louis last night, but that doesn't bother Jim Edmonds, Jim Hayes, or yours truly, Chip Carey, or the rest of our Bally Sports crew tonight. Kyle Gibson ready to go for St. Louis. Jimmy looking for his second win. Last time out, tough luck loss against the Diamondbacks, 4 runs in 6 innings. He's gone 6 innings or more in all 3 starts so far this year.
Yeah, he's been giving you some innings. You see right there the starts per inning, but it's been good, been bad, been decent, but you know the win-loss record is not where you want to see it. But look here at his pitch arsenal. He's got some really good stuff. Keeps the ball around the zone. I like the fact that he'll go sinker, cutter on both sides of the plate. And the sweeper's been good. I think he has ran into like 1 or maybe 2 bad innings, and that's it. But it's not really kind of, his record doesn't really show basically the way he's pitched this year. But it's every day you got to go out and just keep proving, no matter what the innings show you. And just looking forward to seeing him pitch against this lineup tonight.
So that Arsenal, our StatCast powered by Google Cloud. He's also going to face a very good Milwaukee Brewers starting lineup. That's presented by Ford. Told you about William Contreras a few moments ago. Keep an eye on Willie Adames. He's 3 for 7 against Kyle Gibson in his career. Rhys Hoskins, remember him with the Phillies? Well, now he's a Brewer playing first base. And Milwaukee hitting .346 as a team with runners in scoring position. Offense is going to be the story for the Cardinals in this game. St. Louis has been stuck on 3 runs, 10 out of their last 11 games. That's Mike Murphy, the 20th manager in the history of the Brewers. He's taken over for Craig Counsell, who's now the skipper for the Chicago Cubs. Milwaukee 11-6 on the year. The Cardinals 9-10, 3 games behind Milwaukee. And our first pitch of divisional play is popped up by Sal Frelick. That'll be a can of corn for Mason Wynn, and that's what we call efficiency. 1 pitch,
That
1
might
out.
have been that cutter right there. Pretty good efficiency, like you said.
Cardinals have been excellent defensively all year. Just 8 errors on our Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers lineup. Newt, Victor, and Jordan left to right in the outfield. Standard alignment on the infield. Wilson Contreras squaring off with his brother tonight. And here is that brother, William Contreras, sporting a .358 average. And oh, by the way, 17 RBIs already.
Yeah, he's hot. He is swinging the bat. I like the fact both of these brothers have different styles of hitting. I really think that William stays inside the ball a little bit more, hits the ball to all fields. Not that Wilson doesn't, but he's a little bit more of a kind of a power type of hitter and really looks to get the bat out extended and looks to drive the ball into left center field.
Kyle's had his number head-to-head. He's now 0 for 12 against Kyle Gibson with that big sweeping strikeout. And just like that, Jimmy, 4 pitches has Gibson 2 outs.
Well, this is why he gets you into the 6th inning. He goes right after guys. You can see even though the ball is off the plate a little bit, it's cutting and it's sinking. Looks like a strike coming out of the hand, and right there, that is just not seeing the ball at all. And see you later.
Willie Adames is the powerful Brewers shortstop, and he takes upstairs.
I feel like every time we see this guy, he has a good game.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the lineup, I saw the lineup and I said, Adames and Hoskins, watch out for those 2 guys.
Adames, a free agent to be at season's end, rolls that one slowly toward third, and Gibson rolls through an easy 1-2-3 first inning. He did that on 6 pitches. Let's see if the Cardinals can strike against Freddie Peralta, Brendan Donovan, Paul Goldschmidt, and Lars Nootbaar set to go to work at home. No score after a half inning. Great night. Brendan Donovan leads off the Ford starting lineup. You know about Paul Goldschmidt's struggles as far as extra base hits and power are concerned. Same for Nolan Gorman. Got to get him to make some consistent contact against Freddie Peralta, who's coming off an 11 strikeout 6 inning victory against Baltimore. This guy's got a great fastball, but as we showed you, the Cardinals have had his number in the past.
He's got a good live fastball. He gets underneath the ball. It kind of seems like it takes off a little bit late life. He's got good numbers right now. Throws a lot of fastballs, but he's got some good off-speed pitches to go with it. And I think he's a little deceptive. I think he does. It's shocking his numbers against the Cardinals. I don't see them. He's not one of those guys that I watch come into town and go, oh, we got this guy's number. It's, you know, he's usually out there for a long time and then all of a sudden implodes.
Well, he's become the de facto ace of the Brewers staff with Corbin Burns now in Baltimore. Brandon Woodruff out with shoulder problems. And he's off to a good start tonight. A swing and a miss gets Donovan. And there's out number one in the bottom of the first. Big fastball for Peralta, Jimmy, but that's not all he features.
No, but I said, like I said, it looks sneaky, and you can see the pinch arsenal right there. If you watch the arm action, that's what I'm looking for. The slider and the curveball come later, but the fastball seems to get on hitters in a hurry. You can just see right there. It's just kind of like it gets good extension. The ball comes out of his hand, and the ball seems to almost explode onto the plate.
That first pitch to Goldie was a fastball. It broke about 3 feet.
He just yanked it, but still.
There's a sharply hit ball to third. Dunn makes the pick and peg to Hoskins, and just like that, 2 outs.
Doesn't help the average right there.
Here's the Brewers defense. They've made 11 errors. Sal Frelick, Blake Perkins, Jackson Churio, a rookie sensation in right for Milwaukee. That was Oliver Dunn who made the play at third. Knowing about Rhys Hoskins, Adames, and Terang up the middle, and there Contreras is in harness for game 1. Here's Lars Nootbaar, his home debut for the Cardinals, and he takes high, ball 1.
See, I think that you see the arm angle kind of, the release point at times is down below almost the shoulder, and I think guys that throw like that lead with the elbow a little bit, and they're sneaky.
1 ball, 1 strike. It's going to be the story of this game. It's going to be the story of the homestand until it changes, Jim. The Cardinals have scored 3 runs or fewer in 10 of their last 11 games. And a ground ball to short. And Peralta will have a 9-pitch bottom of the first inning. So off we go. No score, second inning in St. Louis. Jim Hayes.
Yeah, home run balls have been a problem for Kyle Gibson, and he is well aware of it. Gibson told me it's kind of frustrating for me, a guy who usually does a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. Kyle said sometimes it's pitch location for me. Lately, I think it's been pitch selection. Chip, 11 of the 13 runs Kyle has given up this season have come via the long ball.
Yeah, it's a good point. The last one really hurt. That was the one in Arizona when PitchCom wasn't working the way he and Contreras had hoped. He made the pitch he wanted to make, but was rushed and missed his location. That turned into a 3-run homer and the difference in the game against the Diamondbacks.
That's what the game's all about, right? Location, making your pitch. Especially when you get behind. Get guys in the offensive mode, swing mode, and you got to make your pitch. He's had quite a few years with giving up 20 or so home runs over his career, and so those are one of those things, like, you almost have to strive to stay below that number. I think that number would stick out, that stay in the teens. It's hard to do, especially this era.
Well, hopefully playing at a bigger ballpark in St. Louis will minimize those numbers for Kyle Gibson. Dusty Blake certainly hopes that's the case. He's got a 2-1 count to Oliver Dunn, the Brewers' third baseman. And fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brewers come to town losers of 3 of their last 4 games. They have scored just 11 runs. Perhaps not coincidentally, it's the same time that Christian Yelich had to go to the IL. More back trouble for Yelich. He's been off to a red-hot start. And that comes back and fools Dunn. Gibson has his second strikeout. 4 up, 4 down.
Look at the movement on this sinker, and look at the velocity. Takes a little bit off, gets more movement, inside fastball, 89 miles an hour, and the ball even runs back more. It's a great pitch.
So here's Rhys Hoskins. Part of some great Philadelphia teams. Hoskins had terrible luck last year, tore the ACL in his knee during spring training and was injured. Now trying to make his way back with the Brewers. So far, 3 homers, 9 RBIs for Rhys. This one popped up a mile high. At third, Arenado took a peek at the pillow at third to make sure he was out of harm's way, and there's out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down in the Milwaukee second inning. The MLB Ballpark app completes your next visit to Busch Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Here's Bryce Terang. He's choked up on the bat. And taps that one over the mound. Wynn will charge, glove, and gun. Not in time. Terang beats out a bang-bang play at first. Let's see if the Cardinals challenge this. Terang said safe when he crossed the bag, and Ollie will challenge the safe call at first base.
Pretty good play right here. The guy's choking up this much. Tells you might want to move in a little bit. He can run, and he is definitely out with that look. It's a nice play by Mason right here.
St. Louis is challenging the safe call at first base. The previous play is under review.
So that is a great angle. He is out by a mile. So this should be an easy overturn for Kyle Gibson, and the Cardinals should have a 1-2-3 second inning. What a difference between teams in St. Louis and the improvement defensively, Jim. The Cardinals have made just 8 errors all year in the first 3 weeks.
And I think most of them had to be on this road trip because the last time we worked together, they had none.
Yeah. So the Cardinals defense is walking off the field. This is going to be overturned. So the Cardinals challenge, and correctly so. A couple more ground outs for Kyle Gibson. No score after 1.5. Our Kia player profile. Nolan Arenado has absolutely shredded the Milwaukee Brewers since coming to the Cardinals. Look at that OPS against Milwaukee. And against Peralta, good luck too, but not this time. First pitch hack, and Bryce Terang is going to make that play at the edge of the grass for out number 1.
I was about to say he's been getting hot too. His average is a .417 over the last 7 games. And good time to run in a group that you usually do well against.
Let's see if there's any friendly chit-chat between the Contreras brothers here in the second. All business, and why not? Wilson red hot, a career-high 11-game hit streak. He's reached base in 23 straight. And that's how you welcome your little brother to a big league game. Foul one right off his mask.
Right off the face. Yeah, I think they maybe have had their little talk today, and that's it. But you can see what I'm talking about right there. Every fastball is just kind of in tight as far as like on the hitter a lot quicker than they expected. I think it takes him a little bit of time to get used to seeing the fastball out of his hand. But the problem with that is when he's sneaky, you tend to want to like cheat just a little bit. So you start a little bit earlier, and then look what he just did right there. He went with the slider. So if you speed yourself up, the off-speed pitches are tough. If you stay with your game plan, try to stay on everything.
Over but low, 2 balls and a strike. That is easy 96 miles an hour.
That's harder than 96 on the TV. Usually it's the other way around.
And he really is a rarity in today's game. More fastballs than off-speed stuff. And this year against Peralta, Jim, he's only given up 1 hit on his secondary pitches. But now he's in trouble. 3 balls and a strike. Let's see if Contreras can get this crowd into the ball game with a bang. Let's see what Peralta does. 3-1.
Pitch right there. That's what I'm talking about. Make mistakes when the hitter is ahead in the count, or don't, and that's the don't right there. Throw something that's a little bit offbeat, but you got to throw a strike. If you pump a fastball right there, you're asking for trouble, especially if you miss location.
I asked Brad this last week. First, the 3-2 pitch. We have the bases empty for the Cardinals. This one launched into center. And Perkins can't get that. It's a 12-game hit streak for Contreras. So there's the first base runner for either ball club, a soft single with 1 out in the second. Is there such a thing as a hitter's count or a pitcher's count anymore? The way you saw Peralta dropped in a curveball behind 3-1.
Yeah, and I think Wilson's got a little offended that I said his brother's inside out the ball a little bit better than he does, and he does it right here. Nice job. You can see he just gets beat a little bit, but stays on the ball, fights it out to the outfield. But you're right. I mean, you just never know anymore. It's not like you're going to get a heater 2-0, 1-0, 3-1. You might even get a slider 3-0. You never know. Just depends on who you are, who the pitcher is. And nowadays, you know, a lot of guys are overthrowing, but they still throw a lot of other stuff. And so I guess you're just depending on what the pitcher's feeling that night. But that's I think the hardest thing about coming up to the big leagues for some of these younger guys is you see pitches and sequences and counts that you just normally wouldn't see in the minor leagues. You could talk about that all day long. And I think even watching Jackson Holliday struggle a little bit, he's seeing stuff. He's getting into hitters' counts and he's getting off speed. And he's not expecting it. And, you know, he gets behind, he's seeing fastballs, he's getting ahead and seeing off speed. So pitching him backwards. And it just takes a little bit of time to catch up to the idea.
Wilson trying to play games with his brother. Says the old finger wag.
They give him a thumbs up right there, or is it the old no, the old Mutombo?
Thumbs up. That was great.
Gotcha.
And fouled away by Nolan Gorman. Got to get this guy going. Gorman has struck out 26 times in 68 at bats.
His timing is just a little off. It's like he's just a little bit behind certain pitches, and then he's the guy that will cheat a little bit and then get the breaking ball. Gets in between a little bit. I'll tell you, the last game I did, though, he hit a missile to center field, and it was as hard of a ball that you can see hit on a line that goes out of the ballpark that I've seen in a long time. And hopefully maybe he gets a little bit of that back here at home.
Well, if he can have a left center approach, the Cardinals will be dancing in the streets here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Contreras a good lead. Peralta brings it.
I think the thing you have to look for in a guy that stands like that open, does he get close? Because to actually hit and stay on the ball, you're going to have to get closed up a little bit. You can't stay open the whole time, and you got to cover the plate. And he does a good job of it because he's already kind of square. But see right here what he does. He gets close right there.
And that's the pitch that's really giving Gorman trouble. As you said, the in-between pitch.
Not getting a lot of fastballs. And as a hitter, you continuously look for fastballs. And when you don't get them, it's hard adjustment because you know it's there. Slider's got to be tough to pick up, especially that arm angle.
So 2 outs. Mason Wynn is next. Wynn with the highest batting average among all major league rookies at .347. And he almost wore one there. Ball 1. 7 multi-hit games for Mason so far.
Climbed right up the lineup a little bit, didn't he?
Slowly but surely hitting 7th for the Cardinals tonight. Right now, Jimmy, offensively, the Cardinals have 3 guys that are hot. Need some more production from others. Wynn, though, one of those hot 3 St. Louis hitters.
Well, the good news is you got basically Nolan and Contreras sandwiched right there, but Wynn down a little bit, so you got to get Gorman and Newt going so you have more options, more chances to score. But you're right, between Wynn, Arenado, and Contreras on this last road trip, they have torn it up. 2 of the guys over 400, and Contreras at 375 for the trip.
Which concluded 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. 2 balls and a strike for Wynn. And that's driven to right field. That's down for a base hit. So the inning continues for the Cardinals. And man, oh man, Jim, has Wynn grown in doing that.
He did not do last year.
So with 2 outs, the Cardinals have 2 aboard. And what is your Toyota key to the game?
Well, that stuff right there, I'd say 4. 4 right now is the magic number. They haven't scored a lot of runs, and when they score 4 or more, they're going to win. Problem is, they've scored 3 or less in a lot of the games so far this year.
And the next up is Jordan Walker. It's his bobblehead night today. Mom and Dad are here. And Jordan's grandma threw out the first pitch. You got to do something special on your bobblehead day, don't you?
How about go for get 3 runs out of the way right here?
He has yet to homer for the Cardinals and hit .314 against Brewers pitching last year. 2 on, 2 out. Cardinals have the game's first 2 hits. And that's low, ball 1.
He's definitely not hot, but he's starting to heat up. Starting in the 100s the last 15 games, 200, but in the last 7 games closer to 230, 240. So it's coming around slowly.
The one area where the Cardinals have to improve is spots like this. They came into play tonight hitting .217 as a team with runners in scoring position. The Brewers, for example, are about 130 points higher with RISP than St. Louis.
That's the thing right there. You look at this guy, throws 95, 96. And he's throwing sliders in situations where there's hitters up there with scoring position. Hitters up there in hitters counts. And they're not getting anything to hit yet.
Jordan's ahead. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away and deep. Another breaking ball low. We've got Victor Scott II waiting on deck. So what will Peralta do here? Remember, he was behind in the count 3-1 to Contreras. Dropped a big breaking ball to get back in the count.
Well, I'll tell you what you don't want to do is give him anything middle in to yank. If you're going to make him earn it, you're going to make him hit the ball the other way. Like so.
Got the heat. He was a little late. That was the 22nd pitch of the inning.
97.
So an advantage here for the Cardinals. Contreras and Wynn will get a head start. Victor would love a chance to hit here in the second, but Walker has to keep the frame alive.
I don't think he gets the slider here. I wouldn't want him to time up a fastball if I was pitching.
It was the slider. It's caught on and missed. Contreras can't handle it.
Look at this.
And the play at the plate is going to be in time. The Cardinals try to send Contreras all the way around on a wild pitch, and he is tagged out at the plate with a big tackle at the 1-yard line with Freddie Peralta. So a crazy way for the second inning to end. Contreras never stopped running, and Peralta a heck of a catch and tag to send us to the third. Wilson Contreras tried to score on a pass ball from second base. His brother with a low strike to the plate. Peralta a heck of a catch and tag to end the St. Louis.
I thought this was a really good play at first, then a really bad play, and then you look at it again, and he is probably a step and a half away from being safe. So that being said, I don't love the fact that he made the out right there, but I think it was a great play by the Brewers, because you could see William literally was looking to throw the ball to first, and somebody caught his eye quick enough. He made a nice play right there, because I think Wilson was going to sneak in there.
So 2 scoreless innings at Busch Stadium. Gary Sanchez is next.
Funny, even when you're watching the game, you're like, oh, I think he can make it. Go, go. Like in your head, you're like, go,
sure.
go, 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 go. And then you're like, oh, that's a bad play. Well, you can't have both.
Well, the way both these guys are pitching, runs might be tough to come by. It was a heads-up play, as you said. And it went the Brewers' way as that catches, well, doesn't catch a corner. Gibson wanted it. 2 balls, no strikes. Sanchez, a 19-homer man with 2 big league teams last year. And Kyle missed upstairs, ball 3. Blake Perkins, Jack Centurio coming up for the Brew Crew in the 3rd inning. Milwaukee, the defending Central champs, they won 92 games last year.
Isn't that funny when you see a guy like Gary Sanchez and he's like, comes up with the Yankees, he's their catcher, and like, this guy's a Yankee for life, and all of a sudden 3 teams in a year and a half, and you're like, what just happened?
A lot of his problems were more defensively than offense. As I said, he hit 19 home runs last year.
Yeah, he struggled with some stuff, and some certain pitches he struggled with, and when he did, it was really obvious, and that's not good for a catcher. But that also, you can hit, you can stay around, but you'd like your catcher to catch.
Let's see if Kyle can come back from 3-0.
Or you could be a DH.
And he will, with a good throw from Mason Wynn. Friendly hop and a strike to first. And And it's 7 up, 7 down for Kyle Gibson. Let's step aside for a quick word from BJC Healthcare. This is Blake Perkins. A couple of homers, 6 RBIs, and a .324 average. He shows bunt, and that's foul at the plate, strike one. And so much is made with Milwaukee about who isn't here, right? Burns is gone, Woodruff is hurt, Devin Williams, their great closer, Christian Yelich. Well, all Milwaukee has done is win 11 of their first 17 games. They've gone 7-2 on the road to start the season.
Came out swinging too, didn't they?
Yeah, they score a lot of runs. They have made the most of their scoring opportunities. One thing that is of concern for them coming into play tonight, their bullpen had pitched 9 fewer innings than the starting rotation. That's probably not going to be sustainable. But your record is what it is, and the Brewers have a half-game lead at the start of play tonight over the Cubs.
What's interesting about that is they're averaging over 6.5 runs a game all year until 3 or 4 games ago, and a whole run dropped off that average.
Yeah, Christian Yelich a big part of that.
It's still pretty good runs per game, but over the last 4 games it's only been 2.8. I don't know how you get 2.8 per game, but the average is out that way.
3 balls and a strike. And lined the other way by Perkins. That was a good piece of hitting. Got a pitch to hit, didn't miss it. Whacks that into the left field corner. And the Brewers' first hit of the game is a ringing 1-out double. And that brings up Jackson Chourio, the rookie sensation, who's hitting 9th.
That is a good swing right there. Look at down through the ball, opposite way.
So in the year of the Jackson, here's the Brewers version. Jackson Chourio. Before he played a big league game, they gave him an 8-year contract. That's how great they think he's going to be. Second-rated prospect in the big leagues at the start of play this year.
He's 20 years old.
Low average in large part because of a lot of strikeouts. He's punched out 20 times, walked just 4 times. And we get our first look at him tonight. In the air toward left. On comes Nuke. Still coming. He's going to get there. And that is out number 2. Cardinals outfield play, Jim, much improved this year as well.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job, especially basically patchwork from opening day until kind of right now, and you're still missing a player here and there. And not patchwork because of the starting 3, but patchwork because the starting 3 had to be the starting 3 for the first couple of weeks. You basically didn't have your normal guys out there. You couldn't rotate guys, so you had to go with what you had. They've done a really nice job.
Yeah, Jim Hayes will have updates on Dylan Carlson and Tommy Edmonds' progress as they try to return from injury. Sal Frelick popped up to start the game. He hits with a runner at second and 2 outs. No score. We're in the top of the 3rd. That almost hit him. Ball 2. Our first game within the division tonight. It's the latest the Cardinals have started division play since 1988. In fact, just 3 of the first 37 games for St. Louis this year against the National League Central. And you better make hay after that, because in September, Ollie's squad plays just 10 divisional games and none against the Cubs in September.
Probably sitting at home thinking, well, what does it really matter? But normally you open up with the division, you get tired of playing the division, and you go down fighting to the division.
Right. But it's changed.
Last couple of years, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, rather than 19 games against each opponent, it's 12 or 13. So a lot of interleague play. The pitch. All the way Gibson now a strike away from ending the Brewers' third. Kyle looks sharp tonight. Perkins has a good lead, and now the payoff pitch won't be made. It's a big pitch in the game. I don't know that you want to get to Contreras with two guys on here in a scoreless game. And here it is. On the ground foul.
Another young player, like you said, 24 years old, first round pick again. First round picks are getting here in a hurry now, aren't they?
The game is trending younger, no doubt about it. The Cardinals with Victor Scott and Jordan Walker and Mason Wynn and more to come. The 3-2 again didn't come back, and Gibson issues his first walk, and now we do have to face Contreras with 2 on and 2 out. Again, though, William 0 for 12 against Kyle Gibson head-to-head. Kyle struck him out in the opening inning. Cardinals, as Jim suggested, shading him toward right in the outfield. And that's hammered down the left field line. It's a base hit. Perkins will score. Frelick on his way to third. The ball takes a crazy hop. The throw comes into second too late. And the 2-out walk pays dividends for the Brewers. They strike first. Contreras with his 18th RBI. He makes it 1-0.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when you were talking about 0 for something, and now you get the bases loaded, and guys get a little fire under their belly, and going to keep swinging and missing. You get the bases loaded, they get after a hanging breaking ball right there, and well, it makes you pay, but got to believe eventually you can come through with a hit.
Well, that's again what Milwaukee has done so well all year. They have been sizzling hot with runners in scoring position. They're 1 for 2 tonight and lead by a run with Adames coming up. Adames bounced out to third. Now Frelick 90 feet away. Contreras at second. Brewers strike first.
Look at teams that can hit. Teams that can hit with runners in scoring position. That means they are a good breaking ball hitting team, I believe, because I think a lot of pitchers go to their off-speed stuff when you get guys in scoring position. You see the teams that do it well usually can handle the off-speed pitches. Smart about it, stay up the middle. Good game plan as a group.
That one came back and good enough to even the count. Kyle's had to work so far here in the third inning. This is the 25th pitch he has thrown. And it's cued to the left side. Wynn charges, gloves and fires quickly, and that will retire the side. So some 2-out trouble. A walk and a double by Contreras gives Milwaukee a 1-0 lead. 18th RBI makes it 1-0 Milwaukee. And we'll see if that's enough for Freddie Peralta, who is in the driver's seat, presented by Hyundai. This guy's a strikeout artist. And off to a good start tonight already with 3 in his first 2 innings against the Cardinals. The Brewers pinch in at the corners for Victor Scott II. And he takes a strike. Victor is 5 for 56 at the plate. There's a bunt try. Something the Cardinals want to see more of from Victor, but now he's got to protect behind the count 0-2.
You know what's really bad about when you're hitting 0-90 or 0-89? Seem to be 0-2 a lot.
Yeah,
and that's frustrating.
And the frustrating part is Jordan Walker's been on the ground with his at-bats. Victor Scott's been in the air. If we could flip that, then we'd be cooking with grease.
Now you're talking.
Pitch is low. Good take. Now it's 2-2.
Thought it was cooking with gas.
Or grease. Do you cook with gas?
No, I guess it just depends on what you're looking to cook.
Yeah. 2-2 is lifted out of play. And a fan from Jim's neighborhood in Frontenac just dropped that foul ball.
It's just dropped it. My neighbors.
The 2-2. Another chance maybe. Hey, we've got a good crowd here tonight. Weather's warming up. Big weekend. Jordan Walker bobblehead night. We've got the Cardinal Red Hat giveaway coming on Sunday. So we hope if you haven't made your plans, you'll join us. 7th pitch fouled away.
Speaking of cooking, the other night I was out and I got home and my wife left me dinner on the stove.
Yeah.
And the note said, dinner's on the stove, gas is already on, all you have to do is light it. I didn't understand that one. I wasn't hungry, thank God.
Everybody else does. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And take slow. Just get on base. That's all the Cardinals want from this kid. Get on however you can. And then
I think she was a little mad I ate before I came home.
But you're still with us.
Still here.
And tipped and caught. Pulled a string. And by that I mean he only threw it 93.
Yeah, I was going to say that looked a little weird, but almost like Victor Scott's body made it look like an off-speed pitch when he got out there a little quick. Still 93.
9 pitches though. Let's see if that pays dividends. Brendan Donovan struck out to start the game. Nothing to eliminate yet for the Brewers ace Freddie Peralta, who's 2-0 to start the year. This is his 150th big league game. And he leads it 1-0 thanks to his battery mate William Contreras.
That's filthy right there. I mean, wow. It's a changeup.
When Brendan's good, the Cardinals are good. Let's hope he's good tonight. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Big gap for him in left center. Skies that towards center, but Perkins will drift back. And he'll have plenty of room for out number 2.
Did you notice that right there? That was kind of a hitter's account, right? He's 2-1. Not a very aggressive swing. He got breaking ball, fastball out of the zone, change up. You're kind of thinking, what's next? And you don't get that really aggressive get after it swing like he won on a fastball and just got beat a little bit. I think that's really the key to Peralta's game. He just keeps you off balance just enough.
Paul Goldschmidt trying to solve the mystery of a 182 start at the plate. He was at the ballpark extremely early today after the off day yesterday, working with Turner Ward and the Cardinals coaching staff. Paul Goldschmidt's last extra base hit for the Cardinals was his home run he hit in his second at bat on opening day against the Dodgers. And tonight he's 0 for 1.
Hit the ball hard his first at bat, hit it right at the third baseman. You could see a little bit of just a little flinch right there on the breaking ball, which to be expected, but it's a little leaky flinch. It's like he wants to just kind of lean a little bit, get started. When he's hot, he doesn't move at all until he's ready to swing.
Two balls, 2 strikes as we've reached 8 o'clock in St. Louis. And now he's forced a full count. We hear it all the time. Baseball is such a feel game, right? Pitchers don't have the feel for the pitches, or a batter's not feeling it at the plate. First the 3-2 with 2 outs. What does it feel like when you're in a spot like Paul is with this extended power outage?
can't feel anything. That's the problem, is you don't know where you're at. You've been playing for 100 years, and yet you're like, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I've been doing. This is what I need to do. I just can't get there. I'm getting closer, but I can't get there. Then you hit a missile right at the third baseman.
That ball jammed him, and he rolls to third again. And the throw in time to retire the side. Goldie, a real defensive
That's just
swing.
a great pitch right there.
And Peralta has a 1-2-3 third.
Brothers Contreras are very close. They talk almost every day, and they work out together in the offseason. Wilson told me, I think I'm better defensively because of him. He showed me so many things to help me. It's made me better behind the plate. Chip Wilson says they talk all the time during the season, but they don't talk smack. And I'm not so sure I believe him.
After the thumbs up.
Yeah, that was great. And that's something we talked with Ali about before the game today. How much improvement has been shown in Wilson Contreras' game behind the plate. His metrics are a heck of a lot better, especially at the bottom of the strike zone, which is where the Cardinals staff wants to be.
Well, you come over from Chicago and you come here to a completely different organization, different staff, different everything, different philosophy, whatever you can name it. It's tough, man. It really is. It's tough to break into a team, let alone trying to be the guy who's trying to catch everyone. I mean, that's probably the hardest position if you think about it. You're catching your staff, which you don't know at all, and you've never really seen before.
Oliver Dunn rolls out to second. That's a hard hit ground out. Good start to inning number 4 for Mr. Gibson. Don't miss the first Bud Bash of 2024 with Jeff Suppan, Tuesday, April 23rd in the Budweiser Terrace. With your theme ticket purchase, you get a Jeff Suppan bobblehead. With your VIP theme ticket, you'll get access to an exclusive pregame autograph session. Tickets available, cardinals.com/budbash.
I can't wait to see Soup, man. He was awesome. He got me on so many highlight reels. It was unbelievable.
Well, I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about that with you on
Hey, all you
Tuesday.
got to do is catch it.
The Diamondbacks will be in. We'll wrap up our season series with Arizona. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Now that's random. Talk about a weird schedule.
Rhys Hoskins popped out his first time.
The schedule has been so bizarre over the last like 5 or 6 years, even with the old version of the schedule. Normally you kind of feel your way around the league at the same time every year, whether it's at home or on the road with the same teams. We were in Arizona one year, 4th of July, one year, and flying from Seattle to Oakland. I mean, it was like the most bizarre places for 4th of July that you would ever, normally you're in the division and you're in a couple places here, home or there, and like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I've been here on 4th of July, whatever. And all of a sudden, everything has changed. And like you said, we're done with Arizona here after, what is it, going to be April 24th? Yeah, 24th, 25th, I was going to say.
Hoskins walked 2 of those from Gibson. Well, the other part of the schedule that's so odd for the Cardinals, 3 of our first 4 road trips will take us all the way to the West Coast. We've got the Mets and the Tigers next. Then we go to Milwaukee and then Anaheim for the Angels.
Yeah, that's unusual.
And then we finish the year on the road at Colorado and at San Francisco.
And I thought it was interesting, too, that something that people don't realize, I thought was an interesting topic early. You spend every day for 6 weeks getting up at 5:30 in the morning on the East Coast. You fly within a day or two, not like 4 days, but a couple days. You fly all the way to the West Coast, and all of a sudden you're playing night games. So your first game starts at 7 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock from where you just came from 3 days ago. And at the beginning of the year for a player, it's really bizarre because think about how your life changes in the offseason. Like our lives change during the summer and the offseason where you get up early, you get up late, sleep in, you don't sleep in, like whatever. But it went from getting up early every day. Let's see what we got going on here.
Yeah, Contreras isn't happy. That last pitch shaved off the outer portion of the strike zone, it appeared. And he was none too pleased with the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzy. Contreras never turned to face the umpire.
Thanks.
And you see the double clutch there. Even Gibson's laughing about it.
been generous on the outside half of the plate all night, but to the righties. It's interesting how they get their own side of the plate here and there. Be big on this side, but not that side. Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting to see how, and then you get to LA and all of a sudden you're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and nowhere to go until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's an awkward first couple days, first week, every time the season starts. I thought it was a tough transition regardless where you were, let alone being on the West Coast.
We'll see if Gibson comes back from a 3-0 count. Bryce Terang now.
Well, you lived it. How did it feel? Tell me you didn't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning in LA.
Body clock was
it's so off.
Was way off.
Even if you would have come here, you would have still gotten up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and not working till 7 at night.
And that's ball 4 up and away, and Terang's aboard. Back-to-back walks with 1 out. You can see Gibson's frustration beginning to build. Now Gary Sanchez is next. Let's see if Kyle can get a double play ball. He's had 3 of those turned behind him this year. Sanchez bounced out to short his first trip. Gibson breezed through the first inning, Jim. Had a 1-2-3 second, but he's had lots of traffic the last 2 frames.
I feel like he's really lost his mechanics. I feel like when you start missing glove side a lot, something's a little off.
Got that one to tick the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, he was getting outside to the right-hand hitters, and all of a sudden you could see he was now pulling himself over there, trying to force it out there.
There's one of those low strikes we were talking about that Wilson's been getting. Now it's the Brewers' turn to complain.
Well, he's either going to get it with his glove or with his mouth. He's going to get it eventually.
Sanchez didn't think so. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up the middle, might be 2. There's 1, there's 2. Just what Gibson needed. So Sanchez doubled up a 4-3 twin killing. That keeps our game 1-0 with the Heart of the Cardinals order coming up. Game day only on the McDonald's app. Let's see if somebody can hit one into Big Mac land for the Birds here in the 4th inning. Freddie Peralta's held us to 2 hits. He's struck out 4. He leads 1-0. Right guys are coming up. Nootbaar, Arenado, Contreras, and DeGorman. Their second look at the Brewers' right-hander.
It was interesting. Both of these guys pitching started off hot, cruising along first inning, and now both of them right now at the 50 pitch mark. Peralta at like 53, 54, and
sharply hit, and that ball caught Terang, and he makes the peg to first. That was smoked, but an Adam ball retires Nootbaar for out number 1. That was 109 off the bat.
Yikes.
So that's our T-Mobile coverage cam. Olay for Bryce Terang.
I haven't heard that in a while, and that is an Olay right there. And his head was gone too. It wasn't just his body.
Yikes.
Olay.
Here's Arenado. He swung at the first pitch and popped out his first time up.
Good old lost word of baseball right there.
This guy's got a good streak going. His 3-run homer in Arizona really got his bat back to life. He's reached base in 17 straight.
He's got his feet moving again.
With big hits.
He's got his feet moving again, and since he left here, he took off. 7-game hitting streak, 393. He was hitting 400 in his last 14 games or so.
And as we told you, he kills the Brewers. And there's that big curveball behind in the count. Nolan Arenado, number 1 in Major League Baseball in homers, RBIs, and extra base hits against the Brewers since the start of the 21 season. A little more of that would be welcome tonight. That's hammered, but he's out in front. So Peralta has new life. It's 2-2. To third. Dunn's got that. Two up and two down for the Cardinals in the fourth. Here's a quick word from Rally House.
Play ball, St. Louis. Shop the latest in Cardinals style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Contreras already has extended his hitting streak. It's at 12 games now. And he tried to score from second on a passed ball in the second inning with 2 outs. And Peralta with a great catch. Was tackled right at home plate after applying the inning-ending tag. And you can understand why he tried to score. You can see how good Peralta's been. Runs are tough to come by tonight.
Well, he tried to score on him. He tried to tackle him. He got the double leg takedown there at home plate. Peralta jammed his knee.
That's down the right field line, but curling toward the warning track foul.
Still couldn't get him out of there.
And it's 1-2. William Contreras is not afraid to work on his framing. That ball bounced in the dirt, and he still
brought it up.
Tried to steal a strike. Now the 2-2 pitch to the Cardinals catcher. Did he go? Nope. Tony Randazzo said no swing. It's a full count.
I don't understand why the catcher or the hitter asked the check. I would be like, no, thank you. Please do not look.
And it pays off. Ball 4, a 2-out walk. First one of those issued by Peralta. In fact, he entered this game, Jimmy, 26 strikeouts, 2 walks for the year.
You can see he's around the plate. And he's been able to throw strikes with the off-speed stuff when he's been behind in the count, so that makes a good combination of not having a whole lot of walks. You get guys swinging at balls and you're throwing strikes with your other stuff.
Broken bat, that's bounced slowly towards second, and the throw the short way, and that will retire the side. Cardinals out of luck in the fourth inning. Milwaukee still enjoys a 1-0 lead. Series against the Arizona Diamondbacks are available for just $6. For full details or to purchase, go to cardinals.com/6. Kyle Gibson down a run as he goes to the 5th inning already. Blake Perkins scored the first run. A 1-out double. Sal Frelick walked with 2 outs, and then William Contreras doubled to make it 1-0. As I said, one thing you love about Kyle, he's gone 6 or more in every start this year. He's on pace to do that again tonight. But he needs some offensive support. And a ground ball right to Mason Wynn, who was positioned perfectly. Another ground ball out for Gibson. So he's starting to feel it. When he's right, that's what he does a lot. And a good start to the 5th inning. Here's Jackson Churio.
Well, first couple innings, or first inning or two, he really had command of the 2 or 3 pitches, which is the sinker and the cutter. Didn't really need much else, and then all of a sudden he started yanking the ball across into the left-handed side, and then he was battling to get it back. See if he found it. That's what he needs right there. And I think, like you said earlier, last inning, he really was getting that outside edge and a little bit off, and he was aiming out there, and he was losing his mechanics trying to really go out there. Instead of just throwing it, he was trying to lean on it. Now he's better.
It stands to reason strike one versus ball one is such a huge swing for the pitcher, and especially for Kyle, who's not a guy that throws 97 miles an hour. He doesn't have that equalizer yet.
Well, I also think he mentally start to like nitpick a little bit or try to be more careful with, say, 1-0 versus 0-1, because clearly the hitter now gets a little more aggressive. But like I said, he had clearly some inches off the outside part of the plate to the righty, and then he went out there the next inning. It looked like he was opening up and aiming for it. It wasn't even close.
And it's got to be hard to play the mental game, right? He knows the Cardinals offense isn't scoring a ton of runs, so he must know that there isn't a whole lot of wiggle room for him.
Well, you know, as a player, you know, and you're out there, and I'm sure he feels it.
Gibson's thrown strike one now to 8 of 19 Brewers hitters. This was the critical at bat in the third inning. The 2-out walk to Frelick on a 3-2 pitch brought up Contreras, and that made it 1-0. That's the count here in the fifth inning for Frelick. Now ball two.
See, that's what kind of I'm talking about right there. See that 1-0 pitch? It's kind of an in-between fastball that ran a lot more, trying to catch the edge. He just changed the pitch right there. Do you see that? That was weird. You never see pitcher go to his glove and then just come set. Like he was like, no, this is what I want.
Kyle's working fast. We like that. 2 balls and a strike. So maybe the grumbling by Contreras an inning ago paid dividends with that pitch. Sal Frelick now at 2-2. It's high.
Well, as an umpire, you know, you want it to be fair on both sides. If you're going to make it hard on the righty, you might as well make it hard on the lefty too. If you're going to give him off. You see Contreras right there. He just told them, you're pulling off.
Here comes the payoff pitch. And he missed badly upstairs, and Frelick walks again with 2 outs. He'd only walked 6 times all year. He's now earned 2 bases on balls in this game.
You can see it right there. You can see Wilson earlier. That's interesting stat right there, and that goes to show you. But you can see how he's falling off to the right side a little bit, towards first base a little bit, sorry, when he's missing badly. And 2 pitches ago, Contreras reminded him, he's like, hey, you're opening up. Give him a little shoulder shrug, as to say, come on, let's go, come back straight up, come straight at me. Hitting and pitching are kind of similar. Your mechanics are so important to stay squared up. Everything's got to work together as far as your body and your mechanics. You don't feel it. Doesn't matter if you're hitting or pitching, you don't feel it.
Well, Gibson's only given up 2 hits. He has walked a season high 4. If this lineup somehow gets down to Oliver Dunn, you might see Matthew Liberatore in the game. He's getting ready in the St. Louis pen. Matthew was ill the entire series in Arizona and was able to get back on a mound in a big league game against the A's. 1 ball, 1 strike for Contreras. And a perfect pitch. Looking ahead to the home 5th, Wynn, Walker, and Scott are coming up. It's 1-0 Brewers. Good backhand stab on a short hop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, good jump, swing and a miss. Gibson muscled up and fired a 92-mile-an-hour sinker to retire the side. The Cardinals' young, dynamic trio is coming up. It's a 1-0 Milwaukee game. Need just 2 to take the lead in the shadows of the beautiful Gateway Arch and the mighty Mississippi. Man, it's great to be back home. for the Cards and Brewers. Mason Wynn with a single his first time up. Peralta goes to work and had a good hack at that and fouled back. Boy, you could see Mason wants that one back.
Well, see, that's what I mean. He'd have never swung at that pitch last year. It was so dead red and pull. He's done such a great job of going back to hitting the way he hit in AAA. And that's just spraying the ball all over the place. It looked like when he came up last year, he was trying to make a splash. And, you know, we all know how you play. You don't really need to make a splash. You just need to play. And that's what he's doing now.
It's human nature, I suppose, to rise a level and say, well, the game's that much. Surely the control's better, the stuff might be better, but it's still the same game, I would assume, same approach.
But I think when you get called up and you're in the in-between kind of guy, you don't want to go back, right? And you think you need to do everything to show them and then stick. Instead of just, you know, sometimes you're a guy that comes up and you kind of know your time has come and next year you're going to be there. I don't know if he knew that right away. And I think that it was kind of like, I got to show him what I can do. Too much, too fast.
Man, that is two painted pitches by Peralta, and Wynn was frustrated. He grumbles as he heads to the dugout. Here's Jordan Walker. He struck out his first time up, but there's his grandma Deary, who's with him in St. Louis on his bobblehead night. And the ceremonial first pitch, a strike. So an already unforgettable night for Jordan Walker and his delightful family tonight. Let's see if he can make it even more special with a base hit. That's the pitch the Cardinals are hoping Jordan begins to recognize more consistently.
Well, he's starting to get the idea where 1-0 isn't going to guarantee him a fastball anymore. And
breaking ball, fly ball, pretty well hit. Back goes Perkins, but he's going to have room shy of the track. He got under it just a bit. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals in the 5th inning. Baseball season's back, and so is the Grand Slam ticket package at the Marriott St. Louis Grand. Get a great room for a great price. That includes 2 Cardinals tickets, food and beverage credit, and more. Visit MarriottStLouisGrand.com. Always a proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. First baseman back for Victor Scott. Let's see if he tries to bunt. Nope, hits it on the ground to short. And Adames won't waste any time. And it's a quick 5th inning for Freddie Peralta, who protects a 1-0 lead in Game 1 in St. Louis.
Has been on the IL with a right oblique strain. He's missed 15 games, but is apparently getting closer to a return. Matt took some swings on the field during BP today, which is a big step forward. Ollie Marmol told me we'll see how Matt responds, but he may be getting closer to going out on rehab. Chip, a couple of quick updates. Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson, both continuing their hitting progressions.
That's good news. A hitting progression means they're at least beginning the process of getting back to the big league club. Well, those 2 guys are frustrated with the extended nature of their injuries as Adames hooks one into left field for a leadoff single. Especially so Dylan Carlson, who was having a great spring, Jim, and in that 2-game series against the Cubs, had a collision with Jordan Walker, sprained the AC joint, and now has to start all over again.
Yeah, especially for a player like him. He's kind of been in the lineup, out of the lineup. He's had really good months, really bad struggles. To start getting it together, and the problem with that is that joint, that shoulder joint, that is no joke. That is something that I've injured over my career, and it never really went away. I got it so beat up that I got part of my clavicle cut out. I mean, it's just everything you do, hitting and throwing, catching, has to do with obviously your arm going up and down. So that's a thing that is going to come along slowly. But you're right, he has to start all over because he can't do anything right now until he's cleared.
So Jim Hayes will follow those gentlemen as well as Keenan Middleton, Riley O'Brien, 2 relievers the Cardinals are counting on for big things in the weeks ahead.
They're missing a week, 10 days, 2 weeks. You could kind of pick it back up pretty quick. A month, and like you said, might as well. You got to start from scratch almost, especially with something so important that you literally have to shut it down for a while. You got to start all over physically.
Oliver Dunn is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. This guy was a good player in the Phillies organization. was a Double-A All-Star, 21 homers, 82 walks. No place for him to play in Philadelphia with Alec Bohm manning third base. No chance to play in Milwaukee. He's away ahead in the count here. 3 balls and a strike. And a fly ball into center. Here comes Victor. He's got that. And there's your first out in the 6th inning. Now Hoskins bats. Reese popped out and walked in his first 2 trips to the plate tonight.
First baseman, Reese Hoskins.
Kyle's gotten 1 double play tonight. A second here would be welcome. With the top of the order due for the Cardinals. Runner goes. Throw to second. A laser and not in time. Adames to the backside of the bag was just enough to beat the throw.
He's got to be barely safe, and that's just because the tag has to go get it and bring it all the way across. I thought it was a really good throw. He just didn't get the tag. It's a great slide right there, like you said, the back of the bag. Look at this. Great throw. Just barely missed the throw.
So the Brewers struggling to score 2. Steals second, and now Hoskins keeps him out of double play. No balls and a strike with a big second run at second base.
So
is
he out if we're playing with the old bases?
Maybe.
How many inches are they bigger? The circumference is bigger.
Math was not my strong suit, but grades aren't
in memory either. I don't remember either.
So from 15 square inches to 18
That's what I was
square
saying. I thought it was 3, but
there you go.
I don't know what, if it was all the way around or on each side. Could you imagine if they went 3 inches all the way, like on all sides?
Bigger bases, trying to.
There, you got it right there.
Increase the base running game. It's down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like the pillows back in the day that just broke loose.
Oh yeah.
How do you tell if they're safe or out?
Strap them down in the infield dirt. Let's see if Kyle can avoid some stress against Hoskins here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped him up. Will that stay in play? It should. And Nolan's got that. Big pitch by Gibson. 2 outs. And now Terang, the final hope. Gibson has done an excellent job of moving the ball in and out. He's had some deep counts. He's had to work. Yes, he's walked 4 guys, but 3 strikeouts, a ton of ground ball outs, and now an out away from completing 6 again.
I think you got to be careful here. There's a lot of grass in the outfield for him to bloop one in, and you can see that he's choked up on the bat. Almost got a base hit out just hitting a ground ball to short his first time up. These are the guys that scare me when runners are in scoring position. These guys that make contact with all pitches, and I believe that if I looked around, I would think the left fielder is probably a little bit too deep, the center fielder is definitely too deep, and that's what scares me about guys like this hitting.
Almost hit him. Ball 2. You got Sanchez waiting on deck. Liberatore was up and throwing in the bullpen earlier. He has taken a seat. Giovanni Gallegos is playing catch. After Terang, you have the right-handed hitting Sanchez, Perkins a switch hitter, and then Churio, another right-handed batter. On the ground, right side. The peg to first is going to be in time, and Gibson with another ground ball out has 10 of those. He's gone 6 again. Can the Cardinals bats break through in the 6th? Budweiser, what's on tap?
Well, it's good not to see the typical Brewers rotation, but this team is still plenty good. See the group have scored some serious runs, and they got some decent pitching again. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That's a great place to play, too. So not a lot of things to look down on when you're in Milwaukee with a good team. You got a great ballpark, great organization.
Say, DL Hall came over from the Orioles in the Corbin Burns deal. Colin Ray's been around a long time. We'll see Sonny Gray pitch on Sunday. As the Cardinals with the top of the order up for the third time against Peralta. Swing and a drive. That's belted deep right center field. That ball is caught at the wall. It died at the fence.
Well, Chip, when it's 50 degrees outside and the wind's blowing, ball doesn't carry like it does in the summer.
Fooled me. I think Donovan was fooled too.
Tell you what, that's no man's land out there. The area right where the door to the bullpens are, both corners, both gaps, are massive. Not massive as far as the numbers go, just takes a lot to hit the ball out of those areas. I don't know what it is out there. It's almost like just massive space in those little areas. Like the ball just does not get going in those gaps right there. Center field, the ball flies. Down the lines, the ball flies. Kind of to the outside of the bullpens, but up the middle, man, you got to hit it to get it out of here.
Well, Peralta's had his A-plus stuff again tonight. He has had all of his pitches. He's held the Cardinals to 2 hits.
Well, he's pitched backwards.
And both hits in the second inning. Yeah. One ball, 2 strikes. And Goldie is down swinging. That is number 6 for Peralta to go along with 1 walk. And just like that, 2 men are out. Friday, May 3rd, the White Sox are in town. That night, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, take home a Cardinals soccer jersey presented by Purina. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
See that right there to Goldie? Slider, changeup, heater. Backwards. Just come right at you when he's ahead.
Big curveball to Nootbaar. Newt's hit the ball on the ground twice. And now a changeup, curveball changeup. So if the pattern follows, will Nootbaar get mid-90s gas here? Line to left field. It's a base hit. So Nootbaar with a 2-strike, 2-out single. And again, Arenado a chance to ignite this big crowd. First hit for the Cardinals since the second inning, and only their second base runner.
It's a really good swing right here. What do we got? It's like an off-speed pitch, but it's kind of got some velocity. So it's 93 degrees. He gets a ball, or 93 miles an hour. I wish it was 93 degrees. Ball's up in the zone. He stays on top, hands above the ball.
Arenado 0 for 2 on the ground twice. And a scotch low, 1 ball, no strikes. Again, Arenado, 7-game hit streak and 17-game on base streak. He has shredded the Brewers. Tons of room in left center.
Wow.
He's a pull hitter too. The pitch. That would tell me, Jim, they're going to pitch him away.
Well, that tells me that if he gets the ball in the air to left center, it's probably going to be a homer. So they're going to play to where if he does miss it, they can go and catch it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Good stop by Contreras. That saved the base. Ball 2. We have seen Nolan again on the road trip hit the ball the other way and with some authority.
It's a heck of a pick right there. Like no big deal.
Peralta ready with his 89th pitch. And there is action now in the Brewers bullpen. Let's get this guy out of the game as soon as possible. He has been outstanding. Trevor McGill is playing catch. And the Brewers have used their bullpen a lot.
was interesting. They had a bullpen game already this early in the year. That will cover up some of the innings that kind of would be hidden, obviously, by a starter. But you got to think about a bullpen game early. Maybe that's because of no days off or schedule, but still very unusual this time of the year.
2-1. That's sunk out of sight.
Right there. This changeup.
I think we can maybe count on one hand the number of times behind in the count Peralta's thrown a fastball tonight.
He has just not had to. He's getting swings and misses on pitches out of the zone. He's throwing strikes when he has to.
Broken bat, roller up the middle. There'll be one play. There won't be any play. Terang couldn't get it out of his glove. So Arenado keeps his hit streak alive, and the Cardinals have the tying run in scoring position now with 2 outs after back-to-back hits.
I'll tell you one thing you can do if you're a hitter right now. You can bank you're going to get a heater with 2 strikes now. Breaks his bat. He just puts it in play like a good hitter. Not really sure why or what happened there on the backhand.
So the Brewers talk it over with Peralta. Contreras has been the hottest Cardinals hitter. He's already got a hit and a walk in tonight's game. And so while the Brewers talk this over, we step aside for a word from Great Southern Bank.
Discover an array of affordable options and find one that is perfect for you. Open an account quickly and get back to what really matters at GreatSouthernBank.com.
So the meeting concludes. It'll be Contreras versus Peralta. Fast runner at second in Nootbaar. Contreras, another Cardinal that's had good luck against Freddie. He's 6 for 22, a couple of homers. Can you walk up to the box expecting off speed against Peralta here?
The only thing is if you dive into a breaking ball and get a heater in, you're in trouble. It's hard to do.
Breaking ball.
You can sit back. You can look outside, take anything in. It's very hard to sell out on a breaking ball, righty-righty, lefty-lefty.
Big spot in the game for the Cardinals. Second inning, they've had 2 runners aboard. 1 ball, no strikes. Way high.
Like so.
Ball 2.
Perfect timing. You stick your face in there looking for a breaking ball and you get that. That hits you right in the face.
So what does Peralta do here?
I'd stick with the plan for him. You can't think he's looking breaking ball, but you got to throw a strike.
Bad miss, ball 3. Either way, you got to guess this is the final man Peralta's going to see in this game. You've got Gorman waiting on deck. 2 on, 2 out, 3-0 count. And he missed with ball 4. So the bases are loaded. And for the Cardinals, who all year long have struggled so mightily in spots like this, they've got a shot.
I don't know if they go get him right here. I think he's more confident with his ability to throw the changeup to the lefties and to use the outside part of the plate and to throw the slider down at your feet than he is against the right-handers right now.
So for Gorman, you got to make him throw a strike. He's missed with 5 in a row. Gorman struck out and bounced out his last time up. Nootbaar 90 feet away for the Cardinals. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Even count.
I'm saying even if you're looking fastball, it still has that little bit of zip. If you're going to throw it, you might as well let it fly, right?
Oh, what a cut. But now Gorman behind 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Going to get another one of those right there. I'm going to have to say he's going to go up with that. And then if he doesn't bite, then you're going to see the slider down and in.
Nootbaar at third, Arenado second, Contreras first. Peralta, a 1-2 pitch.
That's a changeup.
He has the entire third base line to play with, and he's late. We're going to have some fun. Cardinals looking for their second hit of the year with the bases loaded. And now the 2-2 pitch. It's high. He's got to throw a strike now. And now everybody will be running with a 3-2 count. Here we go. This is what divisional baseball is all about.
What do you think here? Slider? He's been overthrowing the fastball. Hasn't thrown a lot of strikes with it. I'm going to go slider, changeup.
Let's find out.
A changeup in his hand.
Listen to the crowd in St. Louis. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He struck him out. And that retires the side. What a performance by Freddie Peralta. The Cardinals load him up but can't break through, and we're off to the 7th. Milwaukee, Kyle Gibson, our BJC Healthcare difference maker. He pitched great. Yeah, 4 walks. Made things a little dicier than we like, but you give up 1 run to Milwaukee, you feel like you got a chance to win the game. The Cardinals still do. 10 ground ball outs for Gibson, who really found himself, Jim, after some traffic in the 3rd and 4th innings tonight.
Yeah, he pitched really well early, struggled a little bit, and then caught his mechanics again there at the end. But I think he did a really nice job. I mean, go back to whatever happened. 6 innings, 1 run. What can you ask for?
Well, it's Giovanni Gallegos' turn to pitch now. He answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. St. Louis's relief corps has been excellent. And one reason why is they've been able to stay fresh, because performances like Gibson's, who's gone 6 now in each of his 4 outings so far this year.
Complete opposite of the beginning of last year.
No doubt. Gio's pitched 1 time in the last week. That was against the A's. That was 1/3 of an inning. And this is number 299 on the appearance line in his big league career. He's got Gary Sanchez first. And that floats into even the count. Cards bullpen, a 2.98 ERA. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, opponents hitting .231 against the Cards relief staff. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Sanchez frozen. Good start. There's out number 1.
It's a good fastball right there, right on the edge for your Plaza Tires pitch tracks. Right in the box corner.
Perfect
place.
Here's Blake Perkins, the only man to score tonight. He doubled in the 3rd inning. Jackson Churio, who's on deck, flied out. And then Frelick walked to bring Contreras to the plate. He's been the hottest Brewers hitter, and he came through with the game's lone RBI. Good to see Gio attacking. He's ahead of Blake Perkins. No balls, 2 strikes. Just a few minutes away from 9 o'clock Central Time. A 1-0 nail biter against the Brewers tonight. Base is empty. 1-2 pitch is hammered toward right. Walker on the run, dives, and can't come up with it. He trapped it, lays on the ground, and that allows Perkins to hustle into second base. Walker dived, trapped the ball, and Perkins saw that, never stopped running, and he's in scoring position.
Looked like it was like borderline in the lights. He didn't know if he really wanted to catch it or not. Definitely trapped it. I think you got to look up and see if he's running or not and believe whether you trapped it or caught it. You got to throw it.
So a 2-double night for Perkins. Now Churio is up. Again, a big man to cut off at second base. It seems to happen so often. It's one of the oddities in baseball. One team loads the bases and doesn't score. You'll find yourself, it seems, in trouble the next half inning defensively. And here we are in a 1-0 game. The Brewers trying to add to that.
I'll just keep going back to the depth of the outfield in certain situations with guys, certain areas, especially at the bottom of the order. I mean, guys got 7 or 8 home runs lifetime, and you're playing back on the track, and the pitcher makes a good pitch, and you can't get to it. That's what drives pitching, pitcher coaches, pitchers, everybody that's watching defensively crazy. You're supposed to catch the pitches that are made, not the ones that are made by mistake. You're not supposed to catch the ball that's smoked in the gap, fastball down the middle, 2-0. When they hit the ball off the end of the bat a little bit, on a fastball or a breaking ball away, you want that ball caught. I don't care if you can't go back on the ball. You don't have to that often. Especially in right and left. The ball's, it's like playing third and first. You're either going to catch it or you're not. The ball's usually hit really hard or it's flipped at you from the opposite side. Center field, different story. You got to kind of play the game. You got to play both sides. You got in, out. I just think the corners are, you know, the off corner has to come and cheat in a little bit. This is the big leagues. These guys should make their pitches, and you should be able to catch them.
Well, Gio took care of business. He struck out Churio, who's 0 for 3. And now we go back to the top of the order, and Frelick, who has walked twice.
I got to believe if you got Gio out on the mound and a right-handed hitter at the bottom of the lineup, a guy that's got 6 career home runs in 2 years, I got to believe if you're the right fielder or even a coach, you got to move him in.
Gallegos 2/3 of an inning with a couple of strikeouts. Matthew Liberatore is coming on. He'll try to retire Frelick and keep it 1-0. 2024 Cardinals Hall of Fame presented by Edward Jones is now open. Our ballot this year features Steve Carlton, George Hendrick, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria. Visit cards.com/HOF and cast your vote. And of course, we already miss Whitey Herzog, who passed away at the age of 92. Cardinals legend. Beautiful moment of silence before the game to honor the memory of our beloved lost skipper. As Matthew Liberatore checks into the game for the Cardinals, Milwaukee's going to go to their bench and play a matchup in a 1-run game. This is Joey Wiemer. It is. He's going to pinch hit. And Liberatore, answering the Chevy call to the bullpen, has done an excellent job in relief for the Cardinals. 4 consecutive scoreless appearances. Again, he's only pitched once, though, in the last 9 days because of illness. And he is in attack mode. And way ahead of Wiemer, 0-2.
And both of these two teams are super young. Another guy here, only a year of time, 25 years old, big kid.
So let's see what Liberatore can do. That handcuffed Contreras, a ball and 2 strikes. Perkins at second. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Strike 3 right down Broadway, and that will retire the Brew Crew. All right, let's get some runs. 7th inning stretch time in St. Louis. Wynn, Walker, and Scott are coming up. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Buy Steel Battery, real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. And buy Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Great pictures of downtown St. Louis by our director Tom Mead, Brian Shapiro, our producer, and our great Valley Sports Midwest crew from St. Louis. It's been a great game. It's only 1-0 Milwaukee as they go to the pen for the first time. Elvis Peguero answers the Chevy call to the pen. Their pen has been good of late, and it looks a lot different than what we're used to. Devin Williams, the St. Louis native, is on the IL. So they're mixing and matching to get the final 9 outs of this game. Peguero last pitched a couple of days ago against the Padres. Sharply hit, but on a line to short. And Adames is there for out number 1. That's how our Honda home run inning starts tonight. If Jordan Walker can launch one here, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Walker hit one to deep center in the 5th inning. He also struck out. Would have been safe at first on a pass ball. That's when Contreras was thrown out trying to score from second on that play back in inning number 2. And it's a steady diet of that.
Well, he's going to get the sinker in, chase him off the plate so he can throw the slider for a strike. All you have to do is get the hitter to think in one time, and you got him in trouble.
Two balls and a strike. Center cut to even the count. Peralta was magnificent. 6 innings of 4-hit shutout ball tonight. Cards left the bases loaded last inning. Jordan fouls that away to stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brewers pen pitching to a 3.42 ERA. Their group is 6-2. Averaging a little less than a strikeout per inning pitch. They have given up 10 homers. Number 11 would be nice right here. Or ball 4. Full count. Victor Scott II would be next, then Brendan Donovan for the Cardinals. The 3-2 pitch won't be made. Now we're set. Here it comes. And a swing and a miss.
That's filthy.
2 up, 2 down.
Look at that sinker. That thing just comes out of his hand, gets halfway there, and then disappears. Look at this. It's not easy for a right-hander to hit at all.
So Victor Scott is 0-2. Victor Honor with his minor league baseball gold glove before the game. Sharply hit, bunt to second. And Terang with a peg to first, and that will retire the side. Peguero, 1-2-3, 7th. To the 8th we go. The Brewers still lead by a run. At long last, we're back into divisional play, and they have seen a very well-pitched game. But Milwaukee leads it 1-0 after 7 complete. Matthew Liberatore back to work for the Cardinals. He'll face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Brew Crew. This weekend starting out with great giveaways. Tonight it was Jordan Walker's bobblehead. We've got zip-up jacket day tomorrow. Cardinals Bird hat on Sunday afternoon with Sonny Gray on the mound. And then after Milwaukee leaves, we got Arizona coming in. Great ticket offers available for that series too. So we hope you'll join us here at Busch Stadium.
That bird hat you got on is not working. I had to take my hat off.
Well, maybe if you put your bird hat on, things would improve offensively. Sharply hit. Win. Great diving stop. Gloves, grabs, and guns him out. Great play for out number 1. That was a missile. And Contreras is retired.
That definitely was a missile, and that definitely was one heck of a play. 106 miles an hour off the bat. Tell when the ball's hit hard. Talking about big league infielders stabbing at balls at times, because you don't know exactly how it's going to bounce off the dirt when it's hit that hard. Is it going to skip? Is it going to check up? Now my back hurts.
He's been dealing with that too. That's been getting better and better for Wynn over the last several days.
I don't think there's a day you go out there on that field that something doesn't hurt. It's just the way baseball is. Play too many games, too many days in a row for you to feel good.
Well, some fans were upset when Mason didn't play in Arizona, with the Cardinals scuffling for offense, and his terrific numbers that we mentioned earlier obviously in the minds of everyone. But 3 straight days on the turf with a sore back.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you don't break guys in April. That's part of it. You see him trying to stay loose on a cold night.
Yeah, you just, all it takes too is that plate. And he's not even diving laid out. It just hit your knee, hit your one knee before the other knee, so you're a little off balance when you hit the ground, and your body just kind of slams a little bit twisted. And like I said, especially when you're tired, broken down. What are we at? I know we're only 19 games into it, 20 games into it, but then you got to remember those 6 weeks of baseball already happened through spring training. Yes, they don't play every day, but they're on the field every morning until the game starts, whether they play 3 innings, 5 innings, or not at all. It's a long, long season, and it's already long, 20 games into it.
Strike 3 takes care of Adames. He has a word with the Oakland umpire, Phil Cuzzy. 2 up, 2 down. And Adames is saying, wait a minute, he had to reach that far to make that catch. It was a strike anyway. So Liberatore 2 strikeouts with the first 3 batters seen. And now Milwaukee will go to its bench. This is Joey Ortiz. He started 9 games at third base. 7th best prospect in the Brewers organization. So Oliver Dunn is done. It's even 4 apiece. Milwaukee with a third inning run. Leads 1-0. Ortiz part of the haul that sent Corbin Burns to the Orioles. We'll see DL Hall here tomorrow afternoon. Ortiz got into 15 games with the Orioles last year and takes ball 3-0.
It's another youngster, 25 years old. He got 67 at bats in the big leagues.
Let's see if Libby can come back from a 3-0 count. Most effective pitch in baseball. That
strike
pitch, that pitch in that spot, right?
What do you mean, strike?
And he's come back 3-2.
How about Ortiz? Born in Garden Grove, school at New Mexico State, now playing in Milwaukee. Taking your trip around the country.
Crowd has the wave going. Payoff pitch. Inside out swing. That's into the seats off to our right.
I think Jim's down there running with his mic, trying to get the wave built up a little bit.
He does look a lot like Crazy George, who got it started in San Diego so many years ago.
Is that kind of like Kramer, Seinfeld guy?
Yeah, kind of. 3-2. Just missed inside. So Ortiz draws a walk in a pinch hit trip to the plate. Rhys Hoskins is coming up next after a quick word from Tickets for Less.
Tickets for Less, your gateway to baseball heaven. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
Good inning for Liberatore with a couple of strikeouts, but a walk in the 8th inning keeps the frame alive for the Brewers. Ryan Fernandez, the Cardinals' Rule 5 selection, is coming on to face the Brewers' first baseman. Then he'll follow Gallegos and Liberatore with one aboard, 2 outs in the Milwaukee 8th. There's your score. Ryan, a Rule 5 pick from the Red Sox organization. He was busy on the road trip with 3 appearances, 4 1/3 innings of work on the road trip. Pretty effective. He struck out 4, walked 1, and gave up just 1 run. And why do you see Fernandez in a high leverage spot here? Well, the Cardinals prefer to use Andrew Kittredge and Ryan Helsley with the lead.
Pretty good stuff, though. 95-mile-an-hour sinker, cutter, slider.
Chopped foul. Major League debut for Ryan against the Padres on April the 3rd. It was very impressive. He struck out 3 hitters in his first big league inning. So 8 strikeouts for him in his first 5 big league appearances. And he's got Hoskins set up with an 0-2. When we get to the home 8th, Cardinals will have 1, 2, 3 on the lineup card. Donovan, Goldschmidt, and Nootbaar. Swing and a miss. He pulled a string. How about that sequence? Fernandez puts out an 8th inning fire, and now it's time for the Cardinals bats to get her done. It's 1-0. Trevor McGill coming on to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. He was just reinstated from the 7-day concussion list today. Made a couple of rehab appearances at Nashville. First opening day roster this year for the Brewers. That's why you see such a low number of innings pitched so far. And he goes right to a buzzsaw as Joey Ortiz joins the fray defensively at third. Donovan, Goldschmidt, Nootbaar, and hopefully more to follow in the 8th. We need 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead.
Look at your attention right there. 6'8". Fastball at 99 miles an hour.
And I'm guessing the effective velocity is a lot higher with the extension he gets. As he finishes his delivery, look at where his front foot lands. I mean, it's maybe 9-10 inches away from the grass.
What do you got on this? The brothers. He's got a brother in the Mets organization that is 6'7", and he's 6'8".
Ripped back foul at 99. He had it timed but got under it. Donovan put a charge into a ball in the 6th inning. That was off Freddie Peralta. When it left the bat, it looked like it had a chance to go, but it died right at the Phillips 66 sign in right center. Swing and a fly ball curling away from Perkins. Still coming, and he'll get there for out number 1. So Donovan has flied to center 3 times tonight. He's 0 for 4. And here's Goldschmidt. Goldie's 0 for 3. 2 groundouts to third and a strikeout. His last and only extra base hit on opening day. Let's change that.
It's the last guy you want to see when you're struggling, too. Be ready to hit. Got a pitch to hit. Missed it.
2 outs. So McGill has the first 2. Now he faces Nootbaar, who started the Cardinals' bases-loaded rally in the 6th inning. Nootbaar singled, Arenado singled, Contreras walked, and then Gorman on a 3-2 pitch swung and missed, and that ended the inning.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to push a run across the plate here at some point.
Ryan Helsley is playing catch. Again, the Cardinals have said the only way they'd like to use Helsley is with the lead in the 9th. If the Cardinals can do that, won't take him long to get ready. And the Brewers would have the bottom part of their lineup card coming up. Tons of room between Ortiz and the third base bag. Weimer near the line in left, however. And now the 2-0. Ball 3. McGill with a closed setup. Delivers a strike.
It's interesting you just said that. I was thinking the same thing because I watched him fall off so far towards first base. A couple pitches in a row, and I'm thinking, well, if you close that much, how do you fall off that far? But he's a big dude. I don't think he can stay on the mound very long.
Well, there's something, a 2-out walk. And now again, Arenado a chance to be a hero late. Nolan kept his hitting and on-base streak alive in the 6th inning with an infield single. A homer would be great. A gapper in left center would be just fine too with Nootbaar's speed. But hitting this guy is not easy. Just 8 hits combined.
I gotta believe you take a chance running right here. Sorry. It looks slow.
First pitch swing. Goldie Arenado swing at the first one and pop it up on the infield. And that's going to send our game to the 9th inning. 1-0 Milwaukee. Walter Piguero and McGill have shut us out on 4 hits. And so we go to the 9th inning. It's the bottom part of the Brewers order against Ryan Fernandez, who struck out Rhys Hoskins. Cardinals are waiting for Contreras to harness up. He was in the on-deck circle after the final out in the home 8th. Neither one of these clubs has been scintillating on offense of late. Cardinals 5 straight games at home where they have scored 3 runs. In fact, the Cardinals have scored 3 or less in 10 of their last 11 games. And we showed a graphic on the West Coast, and it really is telling. When you score 4, you got a better than 50% chance to win. When you don't in the major leagues, you're around 40%. Now the Cardinals tonight, no runs and just 4 knocks.
If you scored none. Hope for a tie.
Or extra innings and the free runner.
The free runner.
Terang 0 for 2.
When I was young and they had a guy that was pitching, say we're facing Randy Johnson, and our pitcher would go out there to warm up, and they would say, all right, now got to keep him to 0. You got a good chance for a tie.
Yeah. Well, looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, Contreras, Gorman, and Wynn are scheduled. Cardinals have had 4 hits in a game in 2 of the last 4. Once in Oakland, once in Arizona. And tonight, the same story against Milwaukee. That's high, ball 3. Can't put this guy on. Terang played 137 games last year. He's reached base once. There's a strike.
Like I said, this is the guys you hate, the pesky hitters that are choked up, going to put the ball in play.
That's lifted toward left, and Nootbaar won't have a play.
This is a guy, when you're playing the outfield, you hate to see come up to hit when there's runners in scoring position, because you don't know where he's going to hit it. He'll hit it wherever it's pitched, and then he'll fight off pitches he should hit or he shouldn't hit. Football's in play, he shouldn't do stuff like that. And you're trying to defend every pitch. It's a nightmare.
We'll try again with a 3-2. And a late time call.
What happened there?
Is that a pitch clock violation? Yep, pitch clock violation, so it's an automatic ball 4.
But didn't he step off?
He stepped off. And now Ollie's going to come out and argue about that. Dan Bellino's the guy at third that didn't allow the clock to reset after the step off. Okay, you'll have the clock in the background. You'll see Fernandez step off. 3, 2. He began his motion.
Well, he did begin his motion in the time of the clock, because I was watching it thinking to myself, are they going to start it over because he stepped off for a split second?
So he didn't step off. He just paused as he began his delivery.
But they started over earlier, like with 10 seconds left, and he stepped back for a split second, regrouped, and then they put the signs back down or hit the pitch com. If you were to watch the whole thing over, they regrouped a little bit. He made him slow down a little bit and then put the signs down, and he started at basically 1.5, but he took a long time to get his whole motion going.
Well, take care of Sanchez, and you don't have to worry about the leadoff walk. It's been a rough night for Gary. He has struck out, grounded out twice, once into a double play. Pop fly foul. It's 0-2. If you think about running, it is a calculated risk. Fernandez has a good fastball. You know about Contreras' arm behind the plate. Same's true when you play Milwaukee. William can shut down the running game too. So if you're going to win, you got to hit it.
Good pitch.
Good try. Didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As you see at the bottom of your screen, the Cubs were winners today. White Sox got shut out again. There's ground ball left side. There's 1. There's 2. Double play. So Sanchez, 2 twin killings in the game. That clears him for Blake Perkins, who's picked up 2 doubles and is the only man to score tonight.
I mean, this is so crazy that this is in my lifetime, that this is a double play ball, with the second baseman being able to stand there and just take the throw and throw it. And I have to move out of the way. That's what the Nolans do so well, especially Arenado. He will throw the ball over there no matter what, because he knows you're not going to get slid into. He's not going to hurt you. He's not going to get you hurt. He's smart enough to know that at least he can get the lead runner, and you have a chance if you just turn it and throw it. You don't have to get out of the way.
And Gorman, who's
so many times,
who's a third baseman by trade, has turned himself into an excellent turn man at second base. Very accurate arm.
I think 10 years ago he had a tough time right there.
He might have been in left field.
Yeah, but he wouldn't stand there like he does. But he's got a good, strong arm. Doesn't have to move to turn that. He just stands there and turns it.
Well, again, the Cardinals have been so much better defensively this year. They've turned 21 double plays now. That's second most in the major leagues.
Curious to ask Nolan Arenado if there was a time where he had to think about, should I throw this or not, because of the, his old way of thinking.
Well, Fernandez has really impressed. Big spot for him. High leverage, and he sends us to the ninth. Contreras, Gorman, and Wynn, a chance to walk us off in a 1-run game. Steal a run on a pass ball with Wilson Contreras trying to score from second.
Good Peralta.
And a goal line tackle. And then after a 2-out walk, William Contreras doubled home the game's only run. That came in the 3rd inning, and that's where we stand, Jimmy. 1-0. Cardinals have 3 outs left to tie it or win it here in St. Louis.
So unless we get a homer out of Wilson Contreras right now, William has got the nod in the game tonight. Because I'll tell you what, that defensive play was one heck of a play, picking up the runner late, throwing a perfect throw to Peralta right there to get his brother out.
3 different Brewers have saves this year. Joel Payamps has 3 of them. Abner Uribe has 5. Tygo Vieira has 1. McGill is trying to save one tonight. Again, they're without Devin Williams and the airbender changeup. He's lost for the first couple of months at least.
Yeah, that really hurts, and guys like this have to really step up. This guy's got some unique stuff right here.
Popped up right side. Hoskins gives chase. Near the tarp, near the net, and into the seats for a strike. Contreras, Gorman, and Wynn are coming up. You've got Walker and Scott at the bottom of the order. You also have left-hand hitting Alec Burleson in a pinch if you need him. The 1-2 pitch. Time call.
Look at the defense out there. They are deep. One of them is over there by the Arts. The other one's at Katie's Pizza. And the right fielder's in the parking lot.
The guy left has the right idea. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out of play. That's headed for the second deck. Contreras had a good night. 2 walks and a single. That again popped up. Hoskins gives chase. That will sail into the Cardinals dugout.
I can't even imagine my brother standing behind me trying to hit in the big leagues.
So
I gotta have a little pack. Like
I would
don't
hit
mess
that
with
one.
me.
You think?
I won't mess with you.
Well, they messed with each other on the base paths earlier.
I would laugh.
They guard the line to third. The 1-2 is rolled that way, foul. Contreras is making McGill work very hard. Pitch number 8 coming up. Overcooked that one at 99.
This guy's an interesting character. Every time he throws a bad pitch, he walks around the mound while William has the ball in his hand. And he's thrown like 7 balls out of play already in the inning inning that he's pitched.
High fly, rocketed toward right center, but it's going to be caught for out number 1. Churio got a good jump, and that one died in the cold air. So McGill has out number 1 in the 9th. Great at bat by Contreras, and the Cardinals are running out of time. Not sure who Wilson's yelling at, but he's not happy. First time the Brewers have retired him tonight. And here's Gorman, first a meeting on the mound. What if he's yelling at McGill, who after he threw that 99-mile-an-hour fastball might have said something? We heard somebody.
Somebody definitely yelled. I think it's interesting the way he handles himself after he makes a bad pitch, because if he had a veteran catcher behind the plate, the catcher would not be happy, because he's got to hold the ball now and wait for him to walk around the mound, mad at himself. He's got great stuff, but you can't really do that to the catcher. You can take your walk after, but I don't know, maybe he does it so he buys himself a little bit more time.
Contreras is still barking. And a mad Wilson Contreras is usually a good Wilson Contreras. See what he has in store for us tomorrow afternoon. Gorman struck out with the bases loaded last time up. Got the count to 3-2. And boy, when you're going like Nolan is, it seems, Jimmy, like he's in this count an awful lot.
Yeah, 2 strikes come in a hurry. You're struggling. You've seen it a lot today by the guys that are all struggling.
Base is empty, no balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. 3 strikeouts for Gorman. That's 29 of them. That was at 100 miles an hour. So Mason Wynn, the final St. Louis hope. He's looking for his 8th multi-hit game here and trying to keep the game alive. Mason is 1 for 3. Brewers are trying to go to 5-0 in 1-run games. If Wynn can reach, we will see Alec Burleson. He's on deck. For the Cardinals, they're 2 and 3 in 1-run games. Churio is shortened up and right.
As he should.
And a 2-0 count. Made him throw a strike.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at the catcher. So is he doing that to not have the clock start?
Probably.
Or is he doing that because he's frustrated?
Probably too. Little of both.
The clock starting thing would be genius. I don't know if that's the case or.
So it's a full count. Wynn made him throw a strike, and now the game could be decided on the next pitch. $40,000 plus started the night with us. They're on their feet hoping to bring Burleson to the plate or for Wynn to park one. Ball 4. The Cardinals have a life. So Burleson will hit for Walker. There's nobody up in the Brewers' pen. This is McGill's game. Burleson had a pinch hit homer last September in Los Angeles. Excuse me, 2 Septembers ago in Los Angeles. One here would be a thing of beauty. He likes the first pitch too. And takes low, ball 1. If Burleson can reach, Ivan Herrera would hit next. He's on deck.
Now look at the right fielder. Now they're back to parking lot, the arch, and well, maybe he's at the front entrance of Katie's Pizza now. He's not as deep as he was in left.
Not a bad idea, just in case Wynn was thinking about taking some liberties here. Burleson, as you know, hits the ball very hard when he's right. He hasn't had a whole lot of hitting luck. And he can handle velo. The pitch, runner goes, smoked in, a center field base hit. Winner on second, on his way to third. Pinch hit single for Burleson, and the Cardinals have him at the corners. I've said it so often, this team's exciting, it's exasperating, it's confounding, but they give you a finish, and they're trying to do that tonight.
They're battling. I mean, he just hits this ball just out of the reach. Be interested to see right there if Mason Wynn just keeps running. Pop takes a chance. Center fielder just kind of lobs the ball into second base. I'd steal a run right there.
So Michael Ciani's going to pinch run for Burleson. He's fast, as you know. And it will be Herrera for Victor Scott. And now the Brewers very slowly will talk it over as action has begun in their bullpen. Joel Payamps just got up and started to throw, and they're going to bring him into the game. I mean, he's maybe had 2-3 warm-up tosses, and now he's going to be summoned into the fray with the game on the line. A pinch hit single for Alec Burleson gives the Cardinals ninth inning hope. They're at first and third with 2 outs in a 1-run game. Bullpen. Joel Payamps has a couple of saves this year, but he's thrown a lot. He's the latest answer the Chevy called to the bullpen. Where the Brewers have been so good is they've eliminated traffic. Only one of the 13 inherited runners a reliever has faced has scored. And so, Jim, take me in the mind of Ivan Herrera here, who's had such a good start offensively for the Cardinals. How do you slow the game down in a spot like this where a base hit could win the game? How do you not try to do too much?
Yeah, I know I mean, that's exactly it. You try not to do too much. You just try to stay on the ball. I always used to say there's situations where you need to be super aggressive, and there's situations you just need to try to get on base. So right now is that time where you just need to get on base. Jam shot, walk, battle. You don't need a homer.
Back to the first one and strike one.
Yeah, you're just going to hit the ball hard up the middle. You don't want to lean back and try to lift. You just want to fight off anything nasty and just try to put the barrel on something and take your chances.
Everybody on their feet in St. Louis late tonight. Missed inside. Take a page out of Mason Wynn's book against the Phillies. He said, the Cardinals down to their last strike. Last year I tried to hit that ball out of the park. This year, just want to put a good swing on it.
Well, and you also want to get a good jump if he bounces a breaking ball like that. Oh,
how about that?
Thought that was going to the backstop.
Hangs a breaking ball and hits him. And now Brendan Donovan, a left-hand batter, has a chance to hit again with the bases loaded. Donovan is 0 for 4. So this works out great for the Cardinals. A single could win the game. Ciani can fly at second.
Got to get a jump. As soon as the swing goes through the zone, you got to get a jump.
Ball one. He's got to throw strikes. And you know Donovan can be patient. Donovan's walked 8 times. Second highest on the team. Ball 2.
When do you think he's going to get loose?
They brought him in real quick, didn't they?
Yeah.
He's got to throw a strike.
He is falling off a little bit open towards first base. Everything's up. Just a couple more of those, please.
All bets are off now with a 3-1 count.
I think you got to swing here because you really don't want to go to 3-2. You never know what you're going to get.
Ball 4 ties the game. All of this with 2 outs. Walk, single, hit batsman, and a bases loaded walk. And the Cardinals somehow, some way, tie this game. And now, here's Goldie. If ever there was a time for Goldie, this is it. Strike 1. The run belongs to McGill. The winning run is 90 feet away. The 0-1. Foul back. It's 0-2.
Again. It finds you, doesn't it? It's a good time for a little, just to stay on it. Jam shot to right field.
opposing side. Siani playing games at third base, scrambling down the line, trying to distract Payamps.
Just got to make sure you don't distract the hitter.
The 1-2 pitch. He laid off. That's where they've gone to get him. Now it's 2-2. Fouled away. Somehow he got a piece of that to stay alive.
Come on, Goldie.
A chance for sweet redemption for the Cardinals first baseman. He's battled back from an 0-2 to even the count. Bases loaded, tie game. Oh, a flinch.
Wow.
That was close. And now again, Payamps has to throw a strike. He had him fooled, but it just missed. And the game depends on this. Roll towards short. And the peg to first is on the money. And that sends us to the 10. What a battle by the Cardinals. Down to their final out. They get a bases loaded walk to tie our game. It's 1-1 in St. Louis. With 2 outs, bases empty, Jim. Get 2 walks, a hit batsman, and score the tying run on a bases loaded free pass. And here at Busch Stadium, Ryan Helsley will answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. What a job by Ryan Fernandez with a couple of strikeouts in an inning and a third. So Helsley will inherit Blake Perkins, the free base runner for Milwaukee. Jackson Chourio will be the batter. The Cardinals' outfield alignment has Donovan in left, Siani in center, Nootbaar in right. And roller foul, strike 1.
You got to bunt. You have to get a run here. I've changed my ideas on this, and I simply think you got to play this like playoff baseball. I don't care about the 2 runs. I really think if you push 1 run across, you got a really good chance of winning this game.
One other thing to factor into, because the Cardinals use their DH defensively, they use the DH, so Helsley is going to be put in the 9th spot for St. Louis. Just in case it gets down to that in our 10th inning. Thank you, Ricky. No balls, 2 strikes. Bounces up there. Good stop. Saves a base. So that's how the Birds line up in the outfield in the 10th. Get that first one, Ryan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. This is Milwaukee's first extra inning game of the year. Cardinals are 1-1. Back our way and just out of reach. It's 2-2. We've out hit them 5-4. We've left 10 on base. The Brewers have stranded 7. Full count. Helsley's not walked a batter since April 8th. His last 4 outings have been saves, and all of them perfect. Innings pitched, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to short, won't advance the runner. Helsley gets his first man. Good start, 1 away. And now here's Weimer, we presume, as Chourio's St. Louis debut 0 for 4.
find it interesting, like what I was saying. I mean, I don't know if I would say I'd bunt every time, obviously, but at the bottom of the order. But then you're on defense. You have a free base.
Yeah.
You pitch around guys if you need to, and you can walk. Say you get behind, you walk a guy. Then you got force out at any base. But then on the offensive side, you bunt then for sure, which is kind of puzzling. Still only have a guy at second.
Play high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Cardinals will have Goldschmidt at second in the bottom of the 10th with Nootbaar, Arenado, and Contreras scheduled. I believe Hobie Milner's up and throwing in their pen. He's a lefty. The pitch. And blasts over the outside corner. 1-2.
I love when guys who take that pitch and think, oh my gosh, and you know it's a strike. Well, watch his first movement is away from the plate. You don't even know where the outside of the plate is right there when your whole butt and shoulders are in your own dugout.
High fly ball towards center. Ciani is under. He's got plenty of room. And Helsley's an out away from sending us to the home 10th. So now you got to worry about Contreras, who doubled home the lone Brewers run back in the 3rd. Do you want Contreras or do you want Adames? That's what he's done in spots like this. This is what he did in the 3rd inning today. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Milwaukee leads it 2-1. So they pitch to Contreras. He's knocked in both runs. He's 12 for 23 with Risp now. It's an unearned run, but Milwaukee is back in front.
So now he's hitting over 500 with guys scoring position.
Just beat that into the ground, and nothing the Cardinals could do about that.
That's a weird defense right there, too, because I think, like I said, I think he stays inside the ball pretty well. They were playing him like he was a pull hitter.
Adames skies one toward right, but that will bounce into the seats. Well, if it's going to be Milner, and it very well could be, and my guess is the Brewers have some limited options with regards to their relief corps. I'm guessing Uribe and Vieira are down. Bryce Wilson's probably down. He threw a lot of pitches in their bullpen game. And a bevy of right-handed bats coming up for the Cardinals, who need one to tie it again. No swing, even count. Again in the 10th, Goldschmidt will be at second. Nootbaar, Arenado, and Contreras, with Nolan Gorman lurking too. Ollie really played his bench very well in the 9th inning. Burleson with a pinch hit single. Brought in Herrera. He leaned into a pitch and got hit. And then Donovan's walk got us tied. Goldie went to a 3-2 count before grounding out to force extra innings. There have not been many antacid-free nights for that man with regards to the Cardinals offense. Every game is tight. So Helsley has run the count full to Adames. Ortiz would be next. And Helsley wants a reset. Contreras takes off. The 3-2 is hit high in the air to right. Long run Nootbaar entering the corner and into the stands. Adames a 6th inning single to highlight his offensive night. Awaits another 3-2 pitch. That's stroked into center. Siani broke back but recovers and puts that away. So Milwaukee gets one. Let's see if the Cardinals can get two and walk them off. Contreras has had a big night. Bernard Contreras is due up third against Hobie Milner. See what he's done in his last 3 days. He answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. Milner last year had a great year. A 1.82 ERA in 73 relief appearances. Those appearances led their club. And Milner has a buzzsaw to deal with here in the 10th inning. He'll have Goldschmidt at second, representing the tying run. Nootbaar, Arenado, and Contreras. You need 1 to tie, 2 to win.
Here's the thing, if you're hitting, you got fastball to curveball to deal with on the left side. And on the right side, you have fastball, curveball, and changeup.
And that's what makes Milner so tough against the lefties. That low 3/4 delivery. First baseman back for the Brewers. Rhys Hoskins. Ton of room off the line at third. 1 ball, no strikes. Almost hit it. 2-0. A lot of room in right center. But get this man to third if you can at the very least.
I mean, they don't even do that anymore, offensively or defensively. This guy, Miller's not even trying to keep the ball away from Newt. And Newt's ready to hit, but inside that ball right there, I think you got to sell out and move him over. But like I said, who knows anymore these days? Are we down playing for 1 or are we playing for 2? We're trying to win without tying, or I don't get the game sometimes. I'm not saying here with the Cardinals, it's just in general.
Strike 3 and Nootbaar's retired. So no advance to the runner, and Milner gets his man. He's been a reverse splits guy too. Lefties have clobbered this guy to a 308 clip, but not here. And now it's Arenado, who's 1 for 3 career-wise with a homer against Hobie.
I'd like to see him hit one right over the top of his head into that center field gap that's just opened up. Nice.
Like pretty good pitch.
Nice sell on Arenado's part.
His last walk-off homer came against the Marlins. It was also in the 10th inning. 1-0 pitch. Look at that baby curl into the zone. Even count. Cardinals have had the bases loaded twice in the game. They've come up with 1 run. They trail by a run. Almost hit him. Ball 2. They guard the line on the left side of the infield, playing near the line in left. That's where Joey Weimer is standing. Driven toward first base, and that'll be the second out. Goldschmidt to third, and it's up to Contreras. Remember, Contreras was fired up in his last at bat against McGill. Let's see if he's steaming and can come up with a 2-out hit. Cardinals were down to their last out in the 9th inning and got a walk to tie the game. And they're going to intentionally walk the hottest hitter. And now it's lefty-lefty with Nolan Gorman. So Contreras has no choice but to literally pass the baton. And he'll do that and say, go get him, Gorman. Again, lefty's hitting .308 against Milner. Can he hang in against Hobie here? Strike 1.
Got a bunch of listeners in Orange County right now listening to the game. Bunch of Cardinal fans out there waiting for Gorman to go big fly here and get it all over with.
Swung at ball 1.
Swing mode right now.
So the Cardinals again are down to their last strike. Nolan has punched out 3 times tonight. Anything in the dirt, goalie's got to try to come home.
Take off and go.
0-2. That was close. Contreras, a good stop.
Yeah, Goldie's got a long way to go because the third baseman is playing short. So the rule of thumb basically is saying you can go as far as he is away from you, but you got to pay attention because if he sneaks back door, that's Pop's job to get you back.
1-2. Runner at first goes, and that is high. Close call. Wilson trying to induce a throw from his brother to second, but he wasn't going to do that. 2-2. Now a single maybe wins you the game. Second and third now with 2 outs.
I'm not even sure why the left fielder is over there. He could be playing over there next to the center fielder. Gorman is not trying to hit the ball left field. It's pretty good swings right there, though.
It's looking a little better, isn't it?
Well, sometimes the lefty makes you stay a little close and think a little bit more, stay there a little bit longer. Can straighten you up when you're struggling.
Another 2-2. Strike 3 ends the game. Hobie Milner and the Brewers in extra innings win game 1, a 2-1 final score. Again, Jimmy, great pitching, but the mysteries continue for the Cardinals offense.
Yeah, you're right. Pitching on both sides was great. Fun game, quick game at the beginning, and then came to a screeching halt. How they got away with 2 outs and basically nobody on to score a run in the bottom of the 9th would be beyond me, but a little short here in the 10th.
So Milwaukee beats the Cardinals in our first game against a division foe. 2 more starting tomorrow afternoon. And Mark Sweeney and Alexa Dat will wrap things up from Busch Stadium on Cardinals Live postgame. That's coming up next.